look at an apple tree through all 4 seasons. We're going to see what happens during winter, spring, summer, and fall, and what goes into producing those delicious apples. During the winter, apple trees are dormant. This means that no sap inside their branches is running. It's nature's way of putting the tree to sleep. Winter is the best time to trim the tree so the branches don't get too thick. As spring arrives, the trees begin to show off signs of life. Little green leaves begin to pop out of their branches. Depending on the weather, the branches also begin to show signs of growth and flower buds. The warmer it is, the faster the buds grow. First, their tips appear tiny and silver. Then the buds grow pink, and finally they open up and they are white. Apple blossoms grow in clumps surrounded by leaves. There are normally 8 to 10 leaves and 8 to 10 flowers, buds in a clump. Some clumps grow depending on the apple variety. As the buds open, they begin to show their white insides. In the very center of each blossom is a stamen. That is what produces pollen, or flower seeds. You can see that the stamen is yellow in color and has a very fine fronds. Apple blossoms grow in clumps. The biggest and strongest blossom in the clump is called the king, and will produce the biggest and the best apple. The ones surrounding it will produce apples that are a bit smaller. Some apple varieties bloom before others in the springtime. Golden Delicious tend to bloom later than almost all the other varieties. As soon as the buds begin to show, it's time to bring out the bees. They will pollinate the blossoms so that the blossoms can grow into apples. The bees live in and come in wooden boxes called hives. There is one queen, some drones, which are male, and thousands of worker bees, which are females, inside each hive. The beekeeper puts the boxes of bees near each other to get them to compete for pollen and nectar. That way the job gets done faster. Here are the honeybees in our outdoor observation hive. The bees will leave the hive through their tiny hole that goes out as soon as it's about 55 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny. They will go hunting for food, which they will find in flowers. When they come back, some bees will make the gathered nectar into honey, which they can eat during the winter when it's too cold to go outside. When visiting the apple trees, the bees move from blossom to blossom looking for pollen, or the flower seeds, and the nectar, flower juice. Their back legs pick up pollen from the stamen and move it around from flower to flower. This process is called pollination. Bees are a very important part of our food chain. Any apple blossom not visited by a bee or by the wind will fall off and die instead of producing an apple. Bees have a lot of work to do, not just one tree, no less hundreds or thousands of trees in an orchard. During the next 4 to 5 months, the blossoms will grow into apples. In the spring, they are still small and green. As the days go by, the apples grow bigger and bigger. There is much farm work to do in the orchard during the summer. Farmers know that fungi and insects can gather on the trees and raise havoc with a crop, so they must keep it at bay. The grass under and around the trees must be kept short so that rodents are less likely to nest and eat bark and devastate the trees. Even though the apples may look tasty and ripe during the summer, it's still not time to pick them. They would be hard inside and tasteless. As the summer wears on, their color, whether it be red, yellow, or green, deepens on the cheeks of the apples. Their sugar content increases on the inside and they begin to mature and get ready for picking. Oh, so good and so much fun to pick. Apples are not only good to eat, but good for you. They're loaded with vitamins and have tons of natural sugar, which makes them sweet, and fiber, which helps to keep you full. There's a lot that goes on in an apple orchard to make those delicious apples we all love so much. What's your favorite type of apple?